Student, welcome to MGC Learning, Standard 12 Subject English topic Change the Voice Part 1. So let's begin. Today we'll learn very important topic of grammar, and that is active passive voice. Here, before going to start, we need to understand about verb. To define verb, I have taken 3-letter words to understand properly. Ash. Yes, what is verb? Verb is nothing but a ash only. Action state having. To understand, see the example given on your screen. Alan teaches English. Here, always remember one thing, student. Noun pronoun is only plays a role of subject and object. As you can see on your screen, noun pronoun before verb is called subject, whereas noun pronoun after verb called object. It is never on the verb. And you can see your verb is teaches, so Alan is your subject and English is your object. We'll take a next slide to you. Here in this voice, question will be asked in exam by two types only. Number 1, to recognize the voice, and number 2, change the voice active to passive and vice versa. We need to understand what is active and what is passive. Have a look on a first example. The ring was stolen. Here, students, what is subject and what is object? The ring is subject and the stolen is object. Hence, was is your helping verb. So, students, always remember one thing, if your doer means nothing but a subject only. If your doer is not doing any action in the sentence, that is passive voice. As you can see, because subject is not a doer of the action in the given sentence, so that this is passive voice. On the other hand, see the example Kara Wilson wrote a letter. Students, as you know, I told you earlier that before verb, noun, pronoun, subject, after verb, noun, pronoun, object. So, wrote is your action verb, right? See your subject, Kara Wilson is doing something in a sentence. She wrote a letter. So that we can say here in this sentence, doer, subject, Kara Wilson wrote a letter. I hope students now you have the idea about what is active and what is passive clearly. So now without wasting time, let's proceed to the next slide. Let's understand SVOT. Yes, SVOT. S is for subject and V is for verb, O is for object, and last one is for tense. Here we understood about subject, verb, and object. Now we need to understand the role of tense in voice. Students, we cannot make a change without tense because tense plays a very vital role in changing the voice active to passive and passive to active, vice versa. To understand tense in voice, I have given you one simplest example, that is Albert helps Elfin, and there are three options to choose the correct one. Number 1, Elfin was helped by Albert. Number 2, Elfin is helped by Albert. Or number 3, Elfin will be helped by Albert. According to you, which is the correct answer? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? I will tell you to analyze the correct option. See your question properly. Your question is in which tense? Obviously in a present tense, right? How I came to know? I came to know by seeing our action verb. Action verb is in present tense. If you have your present tense with s or es or in verb's first part, then you can say your sentence is in present tense. So accordingly, we'll choose a correct present option, which is number 2. Alvin is helped by Albert. Let's take a next slide to you to understand better. Before going to the next level, we'll see about the procedure. There are 3 simple steps to solve active to passive and vice versa. Number 1, swap doer with non-doer and keep the tense constantly. Number 2, verb becomes past participle, that is en, ed, nent is also called verb's third form. And last one, we mostly use preposition by in voice. So these are the 3 procedures. Now we will see the changes of the verb according to tense in the active passive voice. Here I will give you the active passive chant. Yes, active passive chant means you can see in your screen present tense in active will change in is, am, are in passive, and in the same way past tense in active will change was, were in passive. So understand example given, Albert is helped by Alfie. Likewise, Albert was helped by Alfie. Here you can see the changes present into past are very easy for us. Students, understand one thing, we have to take one step further in a voice while solving the answer. Present will be changed into past and past will be changed into a past perfect. So let's see the next. Will shall in active, will shall be in passive. Have has in active, have has been in passive. Example is Albert will be helped by Alfie. Albert has been helped by Alfie. Next, had in active, had been in passive. Will have been in active, will have been in passive. Example, Albert had helped by Alfie. Albert had been helped by Alfie. Last one, is am are in active, is am are being in passive. Was were in active, was were being in passive. Albert is helping Alfie. Albert is being helped by Alfie. You can see your present continuous tense is changing into present perfect continuous tense. So likewise, these all are the changes I have given you by this chant. So student, I hope you have understood the recognition of active and passive voice. Thank you.